everyone, Julie here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you what's in this little box from Neewer. And it is pretty amazing actually. I have been playing around with it in a few different shoots and I will show you some images and I will show you the actual spotlight in use in a bit. But I just thought I would show you what it looks like. So this is the bag that it comes in, which is awesome because having a really sturdy carry bag for something like this is essential. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the Neewer Spotlight. This is actually really cool. I've been wanting to play with something like this for a while. It is different from a snoot. A snoot will give you a condensed amount of light, but this is something entirely different. So it is quite big and bulky. And that's it there. There is a lens in the front of it. I'm hoping you can see that, which goes all the way through. And what that does, it magnifies the output of this, and you can make the lens move. So I'm hoping you can see that. So you can make the lens move, which will make it larger, make it smaller. You can put it in focus or completely blurred out, depending on what look you want. And this attaches with just a standard Bowen's mount to, I had it on my Neewer CB200C constant light. You can use it on a flash, I believe. I haven't tried that yet, but I've just been using it on the constant light. The benefit of the constant light is that you can actually see where it's aimed at, and I'll show you that in a bit. It has these little baffles, so that means you can close the light coming into the lens down, and I will show you that as well. There's also a slot here for a Gobo or a go-between. So what that is, and this is so much fun to play with it. We were playing in a studio session the other day, but I've also been playing with some still life as well. So these are little metal, and I'm hoping you can see that. These are little metal cutouts, and they fit into this Gobo holder like so, and then that slides in there, and that puts shapes on the wall. Just warning, it does get a bit hot when you've used it for a while, but the lovely people at Neewer even give you gloves, so do use those because it does get a little bit warm. So that's with the Gobos, and there's about 16, so I think it's 16. There's a crescent moon, there's some blinds, there's some really cool funky sort of effects. There's slanted window light. There is of course the box window light. There's a whole heap of them. There's some, you know, sort of Art Deco type things and all the rest of it. So they are awesome fun to play with. So that is the Gobo. So you've got, or the Gobo, the Gobos and the Gobo holders. So that is amazing. The other thing that you have got, which I don't really need on the CB200C light because I can change the colour of the light. But if you loosen up this little holder, you can slide in this little filter somewhere, like so. And they put in gels. I think there's half a dozen, like red, green, blue, your usual colours. And you can mix and match and double them up and all the rest of it. So if you haven't got the option on your light to change the colour, you can put some gels on this and you can really do some cool funky effects. What else does it come with? Well, not much else, to be honest. That covers a lot. It comes with the manual, it comes with the put it back in, comes with the manual, it comes with a clip, it comes with an extra strap, and that keeps it all nice and steady and safe. As I said, I will show you images in a tick of how I had it in use, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of a close-up on what is in the box. So it does need to be up high, and it does need to be further back to get it as large as possible. The closer it is to your subject, the smaller it is. In fact, it's quite small when it's up close. If it's further away, you can get it much larger, and you can adjust it whether it's soft or in focus or whatever. I also found that it needed to be up high. So I could only get it, I think it's about 3 meters from my subject, maybe not even quite that, and I could only get it 3 meters high. If I was using one of the other studios, which I hope to use shortly, then I can get it up to 4 or 5 meters, maybe, if I can find a boom that'll get it up that high. And I can also get up to probably 6 or 7 meters away. So I'm hoping in another studio that I can get it really, really big. I'd love to do some massive big window lights over some portraits or whatever. That would be amazing. But I do have limitations in my studio. So if you've got a really small studio, and my entire studio is only like 5 meters by 5 meters maybe, or 5 meters by 4 meters. If your studio's that small or smaller, then you will have some limitations with this. So I'm going to turn all this around, and I'm going to show you the Spotlight in action. Okay, so this is the Spotlight from Neewer, and this is, I've got it set on a giant C-stand. And I do recommend having something quite hefty, because by the time you put the spotlight on the light, and this is the CB200C from Neewer, it does become quite weighty. So that's the spotlight that I get, and I can do stuff like moving the lens in and out to make it softer, make it slightly smaller, and I can do various things with this unit as well. See these little, I'm hoping you can see them, these little toggle things here? These will, if you move them in and out, these will change the shape. So I'm hoping you can see how that is crossing that off, and I can make like a slither. Or if you open them all the way out, you can make a circle. So that's how you use the spotlight part of it. Then you have some pretty cool funky things like these Gobos. And this is a crescent moon one that we were using in a shoot, and I'll show you the photos of that. But what you do, so there's a whole heap of them. I'll show you. I showed you some of the other ones just before. So that's the crescent moon Gobo. So that is, it's like a metal disc. So if I put that in there, now there is a slot here, and if I just push that in, it's really hard with one hand. Okay, so I've slotted that in, and now I have a crescent moon here. Again, moving, there's a little thing on here where you can move it, and you can make it sharp, or you can make it in or out of focus. So that's it from Neewer, the Spotlight. It is absolutely fabulous. I have been using it for a couple of weeks now, and I am loving some of the effects I had with it. I will admit it did take a little bit just to get the hang of it. It does need to be up high and far away to get a really big impact on your background, basically. So this is our Gypsy fortune teller, and you can see where I've used the spotlight in this image. So in this image here, we put in that crescent moon Gobo, and we had it just slightly out of focus. I still wanted it to look like a crescent moon, but not be totally in focus. So this was just playing in the studio. I just had a dress on a mannequin, and I was playing with the gels and different Gobo effects. Then I got some roses out and I put it on some black acrylic so that I could get some reflections. And I was playing with the spotlight. I got some really cool, fabulous results. And this is why I was saying, see the shadow here? This is why I was saying you really need to have the Gobo up high. So I had it in fairly close, but I didn't have it up terribly high. And because you're shining it straight on your subject, it is throwing quite a bit of shadow. So it is something that you need to be aware of, something that you need to play around with. So I was just playing with some different gel effects, different lights. I took the gels off and was just playing with the spotlight when it comes up. So that's just with using the spot. Then I was playing with, these are the louvers that you can put in. So it's little slots, so it looks like you've got light coming in through a louvered window. That was out of focus. Even the roses are a bit out of focus. And this is a bit more in focus. So I was trying to maneuver it so I could get a really nice amount of light on the flowers, but still have the shapes in the background. So it does take a little bit of getting used to. I then took the Gobos out and was trying to make just a slice of light, which I was not terribly successful with, but it's something I need to keep playing with. And this is that slanted window. You just got to be careful about shadows, not getting in your own shot, not putting other lights in the shot, not getting other people in the shot. So it's just a few things to sort of keep in mind when you're working with it. I would love to get this large over, you know, a model for a shoot. That would be quite interesting. And this is the 4-paneled window box, which I quite liked as well, and just playing around with that. Now, because you've got it on a constant light, you can turn the light up and down that's coming through the spotlight as well, so don't forget that. I probably had it up a bit strong for these. If I had a secondary light source that I could have used to light it, it probably would have worked a little bit better, but it's all trial and error. Okay, so that's it from me. I just thought I'd go through, maybe show you a few of the images with the spotlight. It was loads of fun to play with. We did have additional lights in this shot, so the spotlight wasn't my only light. These are all completely unedited. We had candlelight, we had a light within the actual crystal ball on the table. We had gels and lights in the background. We had this hanging Edison bulb in a cage. We had lots of other constant light, but it allowed the spotlight to shine through. And I think we had that on the newer CB 200C at roughly 50% power. So that's it for the Neewer LS39 Spotlight. If you've ever been interested in playing with spotlights, now this would be fabulous for some film noir. I've battled with using snoots and various other things to create this effect. This is fantastic. I love how it lights up my model and it lights up the background. If I had it up higher and to the side or different, I could get it behind my model and not on my model at all. So it's a matter of playing around to see what works. The more room you have to move with height and to be able to back away from your subject, the more options that you have. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this quite informative. If you're ever interested, so it is the Neewer LS39 Spotlight. Check it out. So thanks to Neewer for allowing me to play with it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell for notifications, and I will see you next time on YouTube. Bye.